Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And if you don't know already, my journey in real estate started in a stock market very much like we are going through today. If you want to know how the party ends, go ahead and get it on Amazon. Do me a favor. If you've got this book, which a lot of you have, thank you very much. Could you go back to Amazon today and write a quick 5-star review? I would greatly appreciate it. So for Friday, May 6th, lots of stuff to talk about. We got the April jobs number, which surprised to the upside. Although I have to say, I got pretty close. It came in at 428 on an expectation of 400. And earlier this week, my random guess of 427, I'm going to count that as a win. That's less than 1%. So I think you'll give me that one. 427, actual 428, pretty cool. I saw a bunch of notes on my Twitter feed. Looks like tech, and specifically the Silicon Valley, lots of startups and kind of early seed round companies have started to unfortunately lay off people. I saw no less than 10 posts from prominent Silicon Valley folks saying, hey, if you're hiring, leave the details below, because it does seem like folks are tightening the belt. And again, we talked about it on this channel months ago. It was coming. Hopefully you took care. Hopefully you got close to revenue. You got away from any business lines that could easily be cut, because I have made those decisions in the past and they are no fun. Yeah, I think it is very clear that we are going to have a worldwide recession. A worldwide recession. Wow. That is not fun to say. We will be entering and exiting at different times, but I believe there will be times we will overlap. The last 2 years, easy money. The next 2 years, not so much. Folks, I believe China is on the cusp of a legit recession. To be clear, we will never hear about it. They will put out bogus GDP growth of 3, 4, 5%. Folks, when you see earnings from Nike, Adidas yesterday, clothing brand, shoe brand, 35% drop in China. The consumer, folks, it's always been and always will be about the consumer. Remember, our first sign was 3 quarters ago when Starbucks said, China disappointed. And then again, and then Nike and Adidas and so many others. I believe China is in a recession or will be very, very soon. Europe. Ooh, Europe. I wish I had better news. I think Europe will be in a recession the longest. Obviously, they are closest to the tragedies, the horrific events of what is going on in Ukraine. Lots of countries have unfortunately tied their energy demand to Russia. They got rid of nuclear power plants and other things. So there is pain to be felt as independence is reestablished. And then the US, we will not be immune. If you follow my story, I have a whiteboard talking about 2022 and 2023. And you may have saw Three Amigos yesterday. We made some predictions. It's coming. I think it's next year. Some people think it's this year. But yeah, I think one is coming. Remember, recessions, when you prepare for a recession, no sweat. You're going to make some money, build some wealth. If you are oblivious and you run smack dab into a recession, that's going to leave a mark. Don't do that. Peloton. I don't know if you saw the news, but Peloton is looking to sell 15 to 20% of the company. Folks, yeah, sure, maybe that happens. Maybe they get a strategic partner. But I'm sorry. Once you're willing to sell 20% of yourself to raise capital, you're for sale. You're for sale. I do not see this ending in a strategic partnership of any kind. Who wants to be a silent partner in an expensive exercise bike with an iPad? Somebody may want the services contract or the monthly fees. See, Peloton is not about the bike. It's about the monthly fees. There is true income generation there. Someone will buy that book of business. And then lastly, I try to bring up interesting economic terms for you as I see them as outlier events. Well, one of the things that came to me after talking with Dion yesterday during our predictions episode, Dion talked about the Fed chickening out in Q4, right? Dion sees a recession much earlier than I do. If that's true, he is right. The Fed will chicken out. But I want to be very clear. If the Fed chickens out, we will repeat the 80s. Paul Volcker got tough, thought he whipped it. It didn't. We retreated and we went back. The second recession in a double dip recession is nasty squared. The Fed cannot relent. The Fed must break it this time. The Fed should stop saying soft or softest landing. We are going to have a hard landing. Demand destruction is going to happen. Unemployment is going to go up. Own that stuff. You printed $9 trillion. You rained helicopter money on people. It's time for the party to be over. And unfortunately, hangovers are real. So again, double dip recession are not fun, are not my base case, but are something we should really talk about. What else is going on today? Woo! Man, NASDAQ down 5%. Hopefully you've been following my discussions and understand that I have been very vocal about the pain is not over. Hopefully you took action, or you're willing to hold for the long term and you don't really care. I am interested. Who went shopping yesterday? Who added shares to an existing stock, or who bought a new stock yesterday? Leave comments below. I just like to see what you all are buying because I'm curious that way. We had more and more proof that e-commerce, again, what I jokingly call the cardboard box industry, is done. We are actually going to stores. E-commerce down 1.8% according to MasterCard. In-store up 10%. Folks, this is the revenge spending. They are getting out of their houses. We are going to hotels and events. This is the last hurrah, the last party as I see it. Zillow, we talked about yesterday, Redfin Zillow. Zillow, just really, just bad. They did $4.3 billion. And then you read 3.7 billion of that is from a money-losing home flipping business. I did not believe that Zillow is essentially a $500 million company. That's essentially what they will be once they sell their final inventory of housing. Bitcoin. I just saw an interesting article. About 6 or 9 months ago, I pontificated, will Michael Saylor ever be fired from MicroStrategies? If you don't know who Michael Saylor is, he is A, the CEO of MicroStrategies. B, he is the biggest whale of Bitcoin. He is all over the internet and YouTube talking about Bitcoin this and Bitcoin that. All great stuff. He is passionate. He is committed to Bitcoin. But it appears he has a number where he gets margin called. Bitcoin has been crashing. I think it's down to 36,000 this morning. Michael Saylor gets margin called at 21,000. My question is, does Michael Saylor get fired from MicroStrategies before that happens? I also should say, if that happens. But there is a number. I always wondered where it was. Somebody's gone out and done the math. Michael Saylor gets margin called at 21,000. Woo! That's a lot closer than it used to be. Redfin beat top and bottom, but gave very weak guidance. Shocking. The housing industry is in disarray. Again, Redfin and Zillow. I am telling you, transactions are going to fall 25% this year and could fall 50%. I did the math. I think it was with Dion. In the last time interest rates went up 200 basis points, Transactions fell 26% year one and 43% or 47% by the end of the next year. We are going to do that again. DR Horton. This is something we need to watch. If you are in stocks, something I am looking for. So if you find an article, please send it to me. I want to know which publicly traded home builder is building the most inventory build for rent. A couple of times this year, we talked about build for rent communities. I remember one in Texas. I don't remember who did it. I think it was Pulte. I could be wrong though. Where they basically built a community of 130 some odd homes, sold it to a hedge fund, and made more money. I suspect home builders, as home owners back out, they'll just go, great. We will build for Wall Street and sell to Wall Street as long as Wall Street has an appetite. DR Horton, 87 home community in Central Florida. Florida is smoking hot. 87 homes bought by Goldman Sachs for $45.7 million. My question to you, given all of the housing stuff, is Invitation Homes and American Homes for Rent, are they going to be big buyers of homes? Remember, just because mom and dad aren't buying homes now, the interest rate, they can't afford it, there's lots of money that is willing to buy new homes for rent. This is a big change from 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, where they were buying junky old homes. Now they are buying new homes. Less maintenance, less capital. Going to be very, very interesting to see. We already talked about April's job growth. Again, it came in at 428. I guessed 427. Unfortunately, I missed my second guess. I guessed that the unemployment rate would fall to 3.5. It did not. It stayed at 3.6%. What else? Under Armour missed top and bottom and gave very weak guidance. And then lastly, I wanted to let Dion know, if Dion is watching, that Kevin O'Leary, yes, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. Dion, Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary agrees with you. Kevin O'Leary thinks the Fed is going to chicken out. Again, I really hope they don't, because if they do, congratulations, your booby prize is a double dip recession. So again, for May 6th, Friday, we got April jobs growth at 428, above the 400. We have tech layoffs, unfortunately, ramping up in the valley. We are going to have a worldwide recession. I think China goes first, Europe second, US third, kind of that order. I think Europe, unfortunately, probably suffers the longest and deepest recession. Peloton saying, hey, we will sell 20% of ourselves. I think it's all gone. Somebody's going to gobble it up. And be warned, double dip recession is our prize if the Fed wimps out. Folks, it is Friday. I hope you have an amazing day. I just recorded a video that Jason Hartman kind of sparked me to create. I know when housing is going to crash. I was going to load this video up later. I'm actually going to post it at 9 a.m. I know when housing is going to crash. How's that for a tease? 9 a.m., I don't know, about an hour and 15 minutes from now, you will see when housing is going to crash, and it is keyed on Economics 101. I'll leave you with that tease. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.